Welcome to Attican Plays Sweet Transit. All right, hi, this is Attican, and welcome to Series 1, Episode 5 of Sweet Transit First Look. So, I loved the last episode. I totally enjoyed it. Playing it, I should say. I don't know how good an episode it was for you, but I thoroughly enjoyed playing it. For two reasons. One, starting to get a little handle on the game enough to be able to plan and be proactive in planning, which I really like. I like controlling things. I like planning things and thinking and analyzing and figuring out what I want to do before I do it, kind of thing. And I enjoyed that, but at the same time, I don't want it to be too easy, and it wasn't. We had some issues in the last one and had to deal with them. I loved it. I love the fact that they just keep coming at you. It's great. And anyway, so the game is growing on me big time. So let's think about this next episode and what we want to get done. Well, if we look at our goals here, and we talked about the difference between the regional goals and the city goals. We got no city goals right now. City that isn't really wanting for anything. But if we look at our overall goals, they want us to reach 4,000 laborers. Okay, we'll get a nice reward for that. Get some bricks, get some money, increase the capacity of our wealth, which right now is capped at 650,000. We could drive it up to 800. Nice. They want us to produce some bread per minute, which is going to open up clay and clay storage for us. So we can see bricks coming, right? We've got some bricks, and we need bricks for depots now, and we get them as rewards, so they're obviously helping us out with the depots as we go along. They want us to boost up clothing to 300. That's going to give us some money. Not going to worry about that one right now. I think that one's going to be a natural later, but right now I'm not worried about it. The wood, driving up the wood might be worth it. You got a nice cash reward, a whole bunch of bricks that we could use, and 250,000 on our cap, which we could drive this puppy over $1 million as the capacity for our wealth. So, what do we want to get done? Well, I think what we're going to do, first of all, very first one thing I want to do is this is going to take just a second. We need to fix this. I forgot to put a platform out here. So this right here is just track. That's like, you can think of that as pass-through track. You can just rip right through there and never stop at the station, but that's worthless because what we're trying to do here is have a place for our trains to stop. So we're going to fix that. We'll click on this and put a little bridge out here like so and build our... There we go. Problem solved. Now it's part of the station. Now we have a 4-platform station. The reason I wanted 4 was we're running 3 trains back over here. And if you notice, we don't even we have to decide now. Do we care? Because you see that train is coming back with almost half a load. And then we've got other trains here. In other words, we can't store it all now. We're actually running too much over there. So the question I have, and I'd love to hear your all's thoughts on this, I think a lot of people would just say, oh, well, expand your warehouse, put more storage on there and store more stuff. And I'm going, yeah, why? Pay more upkeep. So, to hold that stuff is just going to cost you money. And we've got it set so that as we need it, we can get it. So what's the, is there a point to this? I don't know if there's a wastage. Oh, nice. I didn't realize that with your warehouse, one of the expansion items is a bridge within the context of the warehouse. Okay, nice. But doesn't mean anything right this minute. Okay, so back to the question. I did I love this because here's another thing I hadn't really thought about this coming into this episode, planning for it. But do we want these trains? I mean, there's no spoilage. We need to keep the people working, so it doesn't, and if they're producing something that we're not using efficiently at that moment, does it matter? I mean, it kind of does. If you're a min-max person and you want everything perfect and, your OCD kicks in and you have to have everything just right, yeah, it would matter, but it doesn't matter to me. So I think what we're going to do is kill a train, save ourselves some money. There we go. Boost our income because we're not maintaining that train anymore. We'll keep the 2 going. And that tells me that for the moment, we're not going to worry about lumber. But if you look at this, we do have, we're only producing 300 and it takes 240 for upkeep. So, we're in a state of stasis, I think is the phrase. But we may have to expand that later, right? Think about more lumber. But as far as hauling it to the warehouse, unless we're going to expand the storage, it doesn't matter. It can sit out here, it can sit over here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't seem to spoil, so fine. Here we go. Okay, so that's one thing down. Number 2 is, I want to think about the S20 upgrade. And give me one moment. I got to go figure out who it was that asked me the question. Okay, it took me a minute to figure it out. It was Ken Suizo. So Ken asked about had I noticed that we have the S20s available? Yes, I had noticed that. Are we going to use them? Yeah, I think we are. And here's why. I'm not going to just do this, they're there, let's use them. But if you look at the characteristics of them, the it's actually ST10, ST20. I've been calling it S. It doesn't matter. And the ST10 has a top speed of 30, and the 20 has a top speed of 35. That's a bit of a yawner. But the big one is, look at the corner speed and the ramp speed on the ST10. It's 20. Now, it goes over bridges just as fast as, normal. It doesn't even slow down. The 20 slows down a bit for the bridges, but it goes 30 on corners and ramps. Ramps. Do we have ramps? What's a ramp? Oh, I wonder if the ramp is the first part of a bridge or the second part of a bridge. Could that be? Anybody know what a ramp is? I mean, I know what a ramp is in the real world. What's a ramp in this game? Anyway, the ST20 is 30 corner and ramp. The corner speed. Let's talk about corner speed is 30, and then it's 20 on this. So we would be getting a 50% bump in speed as we go around corners. Now let's just take a look at our current layout. And I've said so many times I'm getting sick of hearing myself say it. This probably needs some work, but it works. It is functional. We've got corners here, 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 here. So yeah, in this area in particular, it could help us. And there's a lot of there's plenty of times that these trains are going around corners. Just the nature of a small interconnected thing like this. So that would 50% increase is a lot. That's nice. Now let's go back here and look again. The wagons, the passengers would be faster, of course, because the passenger wagon still holds the same amount of people, but it matches the speed of the engine pulling it. So that would be okay for our passenger stuff. All the freight's the same, right? And the freight, actually, if you look at them, they're all set to match some other train. I'm sure there's another better train or more, 2 or 3 trains out there, because if you look at this top speed of 50, 30, 30, and 40, there's no point in having that if you don't have an engine that matches that. So we know there's more engines on the way. but just because of these cargo wagons. But they're irrelevant to this discussion because they're all better than the engines we had pulling them anyway. I'm sure he did it. I'm sure the developer did that just so he wouldn't have to make multiple versions of the wagons. So, and the coal tender, yeah, see the coal tender matches your top everything, so it's irrelevant. So it just comes down to the two engines, and it really comes to wait. Now front power, 1100, 550 braking, 800. Okay, so there's two things that the ST20 brings us. It brings us that cornering speed, a little bit better top end, but that's hardly matters in a tight little thing like we have. If we start spreading out and making villages off in the distance, it'll matter. But that corner speed, and then the front power means coming up to speed. Like when you get stopped, if you're in traffic, you get stopped and you got to pull back up and get up to speed. It'll do that better. So I think we'll just upgrade. They do cost more money. They'll cost us an extra 10 coin per train. But if we look at our maintenance costs here, our trains are only costing us $880. It was $950, but I killed that one train. They're only costing us $880, so they're actually one of the cheaper things in the game. The cities cost you a bunch, and your industries cost you a bunch, and stations cost you some. Stations actually cost more than the trains. So the trains are relatively cheap asset. As valuable as they may be, they're not that expensive. Which is probably not realistic, but it's fine for the game. Absolutely fine for the game. So, to do all these upgrades, it's going to be fun. What we'll have to do is match up, like if we have an S10 P1T, now we want, and I'm going to keep the T out of there. I'm just going to call it the S10, S20, just to be consistent. So, we're going to want an S20 P1, and the tender thing, by the way, I'm just putting tenders on them just because. Don't really need them. Oh, that does remind me. Sorry, one more thing to talk about. I have watched a little bit, just a few minutes, of other people playing this game, particularly before I ever started playing it or bought it or anything. And everybody seems to struggle with fuel for their trains. Well, have you seen any problems on our network? Have you seen me do anything to do anything about it? Have you seen anything? Well, you haven't. Now, why? Because the routes that we have, every route either goes to Proctorville, or it goes to the warehouse, or it goes to both of them. Well, we have coal taken to the warehouse, right? And we have coal taken to Proctorville. We have one train dedicated to taking coal to Proctorville. That's it. We're done with the fuel. Problem solved, because every train is going to go to either Proctorville or the warehouse, and they can refuel. And we're done. Okay, so problem solved. Like I said, problem solved. So let's get back to this thing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make all these. I'll make one. You can watch it, and then I'm just going to make the rest of them. This is going to be boring, but tis what it is. Okay, so what we would want is an S20 No, is that how I did it? Yeah, passenger 1T. And I was saying the tender, I'm just tossing them on there. Don't really need them on these short lines, but and we're actually paying. This is weird for me to waste money, but I'm just doing it. It's costing us 10 per train. We've got 14 trains. It's probably 140 coin a minute we could be saving, but I don't care. All right, so I should care, but I don't. All right, so we've got an S20, a tender, one matching wagon, okay, and the next one. And notice you don't. There's no save button when you make one. It's just made. So I'll be back after I get all this done. Actually, I just had a thought. Isn't that strange? It's very unusual for me, but I actually thought of something. Instead of worrying about this S10 part, who cares? Why don't we just modify this build and throw in a 20 and a tender like that, and just be done with it. In fact, the names would be better. now that I think about it, we don't care about. There's a gondola, okay? Now, so we've got a gondola train. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. I'm just going to simplify the naming convention, and I'm just going to swap out all the S10s. I'm going to swap them out with S20s, ST20s, and I have checked this. It does fit in our length requirements, and that's going to give us better performance on every train, a little more cost. And while we're on the screen, I saw something else kind of cool. I was complaining that you can't see what's coming up ahead of you as far as what buildings you put in your city or what blah blah blah. Well, look at this. We could actually kind of cheat and look at our cargo trains, our cargo wagons, and it shows us what wheat's going to look like. And it even gives us the stats, which is nice. That the wheat produces 120 minutes, takes 60 workers. It feeds a bakery, which is going to take 60 wheat and turn it into 60 bread. And it's going to take 40 workers, and it's going to have to be connected to a village hall, so it goes into a city. This does, or it eventually feeds to a city. So then we can see how clay works. We're going to have to make bricks. We're going to need clay and coal. So our coal production is probably going to get picked up here a little bit later. And then we see another one, hops. That's cool. I was wondering when alcohol was going to come here. So we can brew beer. So the beer takes 60 hops per minute and 30 wheat, and then you make 45 beer out of that. And and it goes in a city. It goes in a city, and it screws up your beauty of your city. So that's kind of cool. We can look ahead. So if we're wondering how a particular chain works, if you can find the appropriate wagon, then you're good to go. So anyway, I'll be right back after I get all these renamed and resettled. All right, so I'm back. A couple of little things. One is I realized I didn't have to swap the tenders, so the same thing. And so duh. And then the other one is actually the passengers, they had to be kind of completely basically redone. The tender is the only thing you can save. So now we've got a P5, which is the ST20 with a tender and 5 passenger wagons. It goes on and on like that. I do wish that this list right here, I can't see a button that helps you with that. I wish this was ordered alphabetically. I wonder if you could, and you can't move them around. I thought if you click on one, you grab it. So I wish this had an order so that my naming convention would help me a little bit more. But you don't have that many anyway. We only have the 3 freight cars. We have a box, we have a a flat, and we have the gondola up here, and then we have 5 different flavors of passenger. So okay, honestly, it did not take very long. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was, particularly since we just decided to toss all the old ones. So now let's see, how would we want to do this? We could probably, I think we could go here. We could say there's 3 trains. So why don't we go? This is currently a 5. So we're just going to upgrade it to a P5. And unfortunately, that method didn't work great. I don't think there's a select all trains and upgrade them kind of deal. It might be a bit of a disaster for you anyway. So if we go down here, we can replace these with flats. Upgrade. And we've got the 1 going, and we can upgrade that to a flat. And then we can redeploy. Oh, they're automatically going to do that. Okay, good. So actually that works pretty well. If you pause it and do that, then you can get everything that uses that station. And I don't know, I'm probably imagining it, but it seems like it's faster through the corners, but I don't know if that's true or not. Is there any way, now unfortunately there's no way to look at this and say, your train list is only somewhat helpful. But I guess we could go through it one by one. So 0 is a 1 for our coal. We're going to upgrade it to that's a passenger, P1, if I can find P1. Oh, come on. I think that is already selected P1. That's a little disappointing. Okay. Train 2, that's our coal train, so we can upgrade it to a gondola train. Are they getting renumbered? Man, is this, am I being stupid here or what's going on? That was the coal. We've done sawmill, we've done the coal. Let's do these quarries. This is the passenger one, and it is a 5. Or no, 120, what's that? A 3. And this is our hauling the stone. It's a gondola type. I'm going broke. Okay. This needs to run while we do this. Oh, we don't have any coal. That's interesting. We're using up all our coal to do all these upgrades. So it might be better off going off and doing some other work. Although we should have more coal coming here soon. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is take a break from those upgrades and come back to them later. And we'll just delulu ourselves into thinking everything's running better. And now let's get back to what we want to get done here. We fixed the sawmill. And we talked about the S20 upgrade, and we'll come back to it. But the other thing we have here that I don't like, and it's another one of those kind of, you don't like it, do you care? I think I have to care about this one. In Proctorville, we have 1,500 cut stone. We have all the cut stone that Proctorville can handle because we're producing a lot of it. And we're producing... see, that says 35, but that's a lie because the 35 is just because we're being inefficient because our production is stalled because of lack of storage space. Well, the lack of storage space is really the inability to get that stuff out to the warehouse. That's what's really going on. So let's fix that. So what I want to do here, rather than just piling on some more stuff in here, what I want to do is modify our station out here at the warehouse. So what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves a bridge, and we're going to go out here to the end, and we're going to go across like that. And then we're going to finish off the platform like so. And we'll get another bridge. Let's do it at the other end. Like that. Build the platform over here. Then we're going to throw down some track in between them like this. Now what we've done is expand the station on the other side of the warehouse, and that opens up a whole new area for us to bring trains in. And I think what I'd like to do here, we've got one coming in from this direction. I'd like to have one coming in from the kind of the north here. So let's do that. We can still have our counterclockwise loop, which fits with our driving on the right. So let's see how we would get. And I think we want to stay, I think Proctorville 2, even though it's a little farther away, is probably our safest bet to run from. So what I think I want to do is set up a route, a new route that is cut stone, Pville 2 to the warehouse. And you're going to go to Proctorville 2. You know what? You're going to load till done. You're going to go to the warehouse and gotta watch that when you start in the city. We want to load until done, and we want to unload until done. So that as simple as that. So and we can even say what is it you're talking about if we want to. We're talking about the cut stone, so we're adding a filter to say what do you pick up there. It kind of, does that matter right now? No, but that's okay. All right, so we're saying get us cut stone, and we want to get a couple of trains on that. But what we want to do actually is set it up so that it can go over here. So what we're going to do is say, okay, how would we come in? We'd be here, we'd load up, we'd come out like this. And what we can do is say, okay, well, got a bridge right here. You cross that bridge, then instead of going over here to the potato farm, why don't you come down this way? go behind this and let's just give it a straight shot. Okay, so there's a straight shot to that warehouse. And then we're going to make our loop come out, and let's see, how far can we expand this? We could go, oh, and by the way, I gotta look this up too, the person who said this. I was asking, what's the point of this? I think it's the commenter said it's the how big you can make. It's the footprint for your station. So I don't think we can build out here. See, we can't add stuff out here, but we can do out here just fine. We just can't do anything out here. Okay. So that our station can only be, that big. That's all the space we have to work with. So if we look at this, we could say we could put 2 more track, another platform, and then we could have track here. So what that tells me is we want to run our returning track. God bless it, it won't stay. Let's go back here. Back to build. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we want our loop to go there, and it'll be track something. We could actually put another one there. Take that back. We want our track to be out here. Now, what am I mumbling about? What I'm saying is we can put 2 more track, another platform, but we could also put a single track out here if we wanted to expand this even further and have 2, 4, 5 tracks being serviced by this. Now, the other thing we could do, by the way, if we wanted, we could have like our return lane going up the middle, right? If we move this over and put a track through, move a track to here, move the platforms over here, then we'd have a one in the middle that was just track. It was just open track because it's not attached to a platform. And we could loop our trains to go back on it, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to have it loop outside like this. And I'm going to go out a little ways. And then we're going to loop back to this. Like so. And leave enough space for us to expand the station if we want to. Okay, and then we're going to want to return. Okay, let's see what that's going to look like. Okay, let's don't really want to route it over all of this, and I don't want to route it through that station. So what I'd really like to have is another bridge. I got a signal in the way. I got 2 signals in a row here, which we don't need, of course. So let's do this. Let's put signals. Delete that signal. We put a bridge right there. Have track leading into it like this. Coming off and going there. And then what we'll do is move this other piece. Like that. Okay. And I think we're going to put a chain signal here so that you can decide, can I make it across to either side of this? And a chain signal maybe here. Not sure it matters. And here, and here. Get all the way through, that's fine. And we need a signal there to cut that off. Oh, that looks pretty good. All right, so chain in. Exit. Go, 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 go. And then I'm going to have to delete this one, I think, and drag. I want to drag 11. There we go. Good Lord, could it possibly be that easy? All right, so now let's, we've got that line from Pville 2 to the warehouse. Let's see if this works. Let's get ourselves a train. We're going to get a, let's see, which one carries cut stone? A flat wagon. So we're going to get our flat 5 and confirm it's an ST20. It is. Build it. Put it on the cut stone Pville 2 to warehouse and deploy. And shoot, let's just watch this and see what happens. Well, so far, so good. Okay, nice full load of cut stone. And look at the path it took. And that's something. And this number here should jump up for us. Yeah. Now, interestingly enough, we don't have enough storage. So at some point, we're going to have to decide we should store more and expand the storage here. I honestly, though, kind of would rather just have the production stall and know that I have enough than to pay the maintenance fee on the warehouse. You guys tell me what you think about that. Should we be expanding the storage, or should we just keep it like it is? As long as this train is running and can run so fast, I mean, look how quickly it can do that run. As long as he's running and can do that so quickly, we can get this stuff over here. See, now it thinks we're producing 180, which actually is what we're producing, because now these guys have enough space they can run. And it might just be a function of keeping enough trains to keep the production going, and then everything's kosher. So let me know what you think about the storage. Should we expand our storage or not? I mean, there's a side of me that says, well, yeah, of course you should, but I don't know. I don't know. All right, so that was man, that was much easier than I expected. That's the transport cut stone. Now, let's talk about our goal for today. Our goal for today is to grow our city to 4,200. Now, it says up here 4,000. And that gives us a nice reward. We want to do 4,200. And here's why. Let's talk about our next goal, which is to get our bread up. And our bread needs to be at 180 a minute. Now, this goal here is 120 to open up clay. We're actually going to set it for 180. The reason being that we have 140 residences in our little town, so we're going to have to have more than 120 bread. Now, if we look here, we're at 25 per residence. When we give them bread, we're going to grab 5 more, and that's going to put us up to 30. So now we're going to have 30 times 140, the houses that the residences we've already built, and that's actually 4,200. So we can hit our population without adding a single house into Proctorville. I'm a little disappointed because I was looking forward to building this up, but that's okay. We'll have to do that later. So let's get into the bread business and blow this thing up one more time. So bread is here. Let's look at the industry. Okay, the bakery. The bakery takes 60 wheat and turns it into 60 bread. So apparently we don't have to go through a mill to grind the wheat like we would, say, in Anno, for example. But we've got 60 production. So we're going to need 3 bread. And that 3 bread is going to need 180 wheat. Now let's look at our wheat industry. Let's go out into the field and look at the wheat. Here's our wheat farm. Wheat farm produces 120 a minute. We said we needed 180, so we're going to have a couple of wheat farms. So what we can, well, that's what we'll do. We're going to set up 2 wheat farms out here in the field somewhere. Now they are big. I've looked. One thing about them is, the number of fields it takes. I just looked ahead. I played with it offline, so I know what in the world is going on. The fields, it actually takes 240. The wheat fields are huge, so we're going to need some space for that. In fact, it shows it in the footprint. Look how big the footprint is for wheat. So that tells me that we're going to want to go maybe. Actually, that's a pretty good spot right up there. If we go right up here with our wheat field, we can put it right in here. But what we really want to do is put the distribution. Let's do the same thing that we've been doing. Let's put a distribution center kind of in the middle of that. And let's do my usual waste. Okay. Now go out one way and come down here to where this will be our station down here, similar to this setup. And we'll put our first wheat farm maybe up here and see what it does. So wheat farm. Let's put it right there, I think. Now it can have 3 wheat storage, which are basically silos. So we want to expand its storage. Give it its 3 silos, and then it's going to need the fields. And see, it takes 240, and we've got these mountains right here, but I don't think that matters. Let's go up like this. That'll do right there. There we go. There's our first wheat field. And we said we wanted 2. I think we might as well just make them. So let's go build wheat field. Put the other one on this side like so. Give it storage. We're out of money. Let it run for a minute. Our income just high enough to be able to afford doing all this crap, and then when we get the bread going, our income will take off again and we'll go back up. At least that's the theory. Okay, there's our second wheat field. And you can see we could put one here out this way, here out this way, and another one here, and easily get 5, and probably do a second one if we wanted to, if we want to have even bigger wheat fields. All right, so we've got 2 wheat fields. Now we need need a station, and I think a copy of this cotton station would be lovely. So we will do a blueprint and go, let's see. I like all of that and all of that. Okay. So we're going to put it right down here. Maybe, Oh, we need money. We need 11,000. Let's just let it run for a little bit. We need some money. We can just admire all our trains for a minute. Okay. Oh, use Control-C to copy to a clipboard. Didn't think about that. Grab it like this. Let's see. Well, you know what? I might like it better. I think I might actually like it better like this. Yeah, I think I do. All right, so there's our wheat farm 1, and we can let's see. Yeah, we'll just go like this. We'll go off this straight out along the riverbank. We can come up behind our cotton farms. We'll enter from over here. So let's just get rid of this stuff. Do this again. Let's go like that and like that to enter. And then to exit, we can just come down. Let's see. Would we want to expand this? Would we want more than 3? 4, 1. I can't see more than 3. So let's just. So we want to stay away from that. So we probably want to get out here a little bit. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm kind of mumbling a little bit. Forgive me. Okay. And this is our return. Okay, let's start figuring this out. We're going to come in, entry, 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 and exit, 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 like that. That's this intersection. And we go up here and we enter the system like this. Come out. clean up our mess, and then we want to drag from this one out through here like that. And we've got ourselves a wheat farm. We got 2 wheat farms, and they need how many workers? 60 apiece, I think. Yeah, going to need 120 workers. That's a 3. So we're going to set up a route, which is passengers Pville 2, wheat 1. And then we want another route that is wheat 1, Pville 2, and that's going to say go to wheat farm 1 and load till you're full. Go to Proctorville 2, unload until you're done. That's it. And then put a couple trains on that. So we're going to need to haul wheat, which is a gondola. So we're going to need our gondola set up. Build that and put that on the wheat to Proctorville. And then we're going to need our P3. And we can't build it because we don't have coal or money. So, all right. All right. The coal's coming back. We're going to have to look at the coal here. Oh, we need a lot of money to build that. Okay. Build that and put that on Pville 2 to wheat. And deploy. Look at our new trains just whipping through these curves. Unbelievable. Let's see if we get our workers. We do. Now we've got a functioning wheat farm, 2 of them out here. And we are cranking out the wheat at a nice pace. Okay, so now we've got our wheat going, and we need 3 bakeries. And I think we do. We have 3 spots open right here. And how far does this guy extend? Let's just find out. Oh, good for him. Good for him. All right, so we can put a bakery. 1, 2, and we need a little more stone. So there's an argument for expanding our storage. It would make it easier to build stuff like this. We don't have to wait for a train to come back as often. But, you know, we're already done. All right, so we've got our 3 bakeries going. As soon as they get some bread, they're already up. They're up and running. We should start seeing a population explosion here any time. As soon as these people start getting bread. Okay. Now, question. How are we doing on potato delivery? We are not there. Okay. Did we upgrade our potato farm trains? I don't think so. This is a 10. Okay, so let's upgrade this Peaville to potatoes. It's a 120. It's a 3. So we're going to grab a P3. These things are expensive. Okay. Notice our income is sneaking up a little bit. That's good. It needs to. Okay, so we've upgraded the passenger for the potatoes, but what I really wanted, I did that backwards. Let's accumulate some money. What I really wanted was the, we did our bread. We hit our labor. We already hit, yeah, look at this. We've already blown through 4,000. We're starting to make more money again. So I want to slow down again here because this is the one I want to upgrade. Why don't we let it, yeah, let's let it make its delivery and then we're going to upgrade it. And then we'll decide if we need another one. So we don't have any route stats. I can't do any calculations to say I need 2 trains, I need 1 train. There's nothing to tell me. I just have to eyeball it. Hopefully they'll improve that, frankly. Okay. Go, go, go. Oh. Stop. I meant to upgrade you. Upgrade. And this is a box car. So we need our box car configuration. He'll pop out of the depot. And I guess the only thing we can really do is watch this for a second and see if it's at 1350 when he left, roughly. Kind of get an idea if he's keeping up or not. I think we're going to need 1 more train. Let's get 1 more box car. And put it on potatoes to Peaville 2. Oh, and deploy it. Oh, and if we do that, remember our rule, we need to have another platform here so we don't get the 2 loading and no place for the passengers to go, the workers. And we're going to have to fix this a little bit. Let's see. We'll put another platform. We don't need another track. We don't need another platform because it can use that one. But we need to be able to get like that. Ooh. Oh, it fits. Good deal. But can it go? I don't think this one can go this way. Now it can. if that matters. I'm not certain that matters, but we'll just give it the option anyway. No. Okay, so when you come out, you're looking into this whole section here and saying, can I get out through there? Can I get out through here? Okay. That looks fine. And we need a chain in right there. All right, so we should be able to keep our potatoes should be fine. We know we're producing enough. It's just a matter of getting them to the town, because we're only consuming 140 and we're producing 180. We should be fine, more than fine. And bread, we should be beautiful. Producing 180, consuming 140, great. Fish are dead on at 140. The town wants nothing. What about the region? The region wants us to bump up clothes and wood and get into clay. That's next episode. We'll worry about bricks. So what else did I want to do this episode? Actually, that's it. We hit our goals. We've introduced the bread business. We've grown to 4,200. We've improved our ability to get stone from Proctorville out to the warehouse so we can use it. And we've upgraded, well, we haven't upgraded all our trains. I guess we could look at that. And I'm finding this to be a pain. If I look at this, I wish I could tell what these trains were. That would be useful. Does anyone know how I can look at the trains and tell what they are? Are they S10? Are they ST10s? Are they ST20s? Which configuration are they running? So that I don't know. But whoops. But I think for now, I'm just going to leave it as it is, and we will upgrade as we go. We've got their sawmill upgraded. We've got our potatoes upgraded. We've got the stone coming out of here. We're actually running stone, one out of Proctorville 2 and one out of Proctorville 1. I think we'll just leave it like that. It's fine. So let me know in the comments what you think about the storage deal. Should we increase our storage? There's a side of me that says, well, yeah, of course. But then there's another side of me, as I said, that just says, well, why? And we need to look at our wood next time, because our production, we're starting to get, upkeep is getting high. Although this episode we didn't have to build another house to move up to 4,200. All right, hope you enjoyed that one. See you next time. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Sweet Transit video. Thank you.